Come get ready with me and let's chat about being 1 month postpartum. If you're new here, my name's Katie Bearline. I share a lot about pregnancy, postpartum, and mom life in general, especially as a mom of two. And I hope that you like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos I post. Otherwise, let's get back to the video. We have so much to talk about. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that an entire month has passed. So let's get ready. And I have a couple new products that I am going to be using today. Let's just chat. I'm actually going to be doing Sunbum today. The weather is getting so much nicer. And I just feel like I want a little bit more kind of coverage than just a spray. I do always take my rings off when I do any type of where I'm like using my hands like fully like this. I don't know if that's necessary, but I just want them to stay as clean as long as possible, especially because I only get them clean like every 6 months. But oh my gosh, I am a mom of two now for a month. That is absolutely insane. It's something that I feel like I dreamed about forever. Ooh, I need chapstick. Just the fact that this month went so fast is crazy. And like, I feel like you really notice it with infants. Like you feel like you literally are watching time move by. I don't know, this time around, I feel like I'm cuddling him more, which like he's definitely cuddlier than our first. But like this guy will cry to be held where our first would cry to be put down. I feel like every moment almost hits my heart a little bit more because you know how fast they change. So I don't know. It's crazy. Like I think I read something the other day where it was kind of talking about having a first versus second. You love your first so much, like more than you have ever loved anything. And you did not possibly even know that your heart could love something that much. And then the comparison is that saying like your second took that love and expanded it even more and showed you what you did with your first your second, and now just like how important all those little moments are. And I mean, they say that you really only have little ones for 4 years. So just like to soak in that precious time, especially everything is new with the first, but it's almost precious with the second. Gosh, I couldn't even imagine like what happens when you have 3 or 4. La-di-da-di-da. 4 weeks postpartum. Woo! This one has definitely been a little bit of a ride. Oh, and sorry. If you are new here, I do a lot of research on makeup and different brands that are pregnancy and breastfeeding safe. I did so much research on my first just because I wanted to make sure that everything was safe for me and for baby, both during pregnancy and postpartum, because I am a breastfeeding mama. And so all the products I use are safe for both. Now that was the Makeup by Mario. That's the soft sculpt stick. Now this is also Makeup by Mario. I love their products because a lot of them are just generally breastfeeding and pregnancy safe, and they're also a clean brand. But this is their concealer. I always forget what they call their concealer. Their Surreal Skin Awakening. Awaken Skin. If you watched my video when I was just about a week postpartum, I talked about rebranding postpartum. And it's just something that I've been joking about, and it had come to me that morning when I was filming that video. Honestly, I think it's something that's really helped me mentally this time. And I've been referring to it as post-party because you're feeling better, especially if you were having like aches and pains and heartburn and all that stuff at the end of pregnancy, which I was for sure. And that's gone. And now you have this beautiful little baby. Everybody's over the moon and you're getting a lot of text messages and calls and feeling really a lot of support. One thing that I learned with my first is that I am not somebody that is going to ask for help when I need it. And I saw myself going down that route this time. And I was like, postpartum, I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I'm getting everything done. I'm spending time with my toddler and my little one, and I'm pumping and I'm breastfeeding, and I'm starting to do Pilates again. And my mom was watching our oldest and at our house, and I was with the little one with new baby. I was still recovering. I was like maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks postpartum, and I'm achy, I'm sad, I'm super emotional and moody. Our oldest is being a toddler, and my mom is like, just let me change the baby. In that moment, I wanted to say, yes, do it. Like, I need help in this moment. But also, I just needed to feel like I could do everything. And I remember standing in his nursery and just crying and saying, I want to do it. Like, just let me do it. Like, I can do it. I can do it all. I can do everything. And she let me. And she was like, okay, like, I'm here. And she gave me a big hug. And she went back to hanging out with our oldest. And later that night, I was talking to Chris about it, and I'm like, why do women feel like we have to do everything? Like, who are we trying to prove this to? Like, you're going through so much mentally that if somebody offers to change the baby and your body is healing and emotionally, like, you are run down and tired, let them change the baby. Like, that's such a simple way that somebody can help. But for whatever reason, I think women in general, and this is definitely something I struggle with, is I feel like I have to do it all. And nobody's like, hey, here's this award. Like, you've done everything. You're killing it. You're doing it all. For some reason, I think that I have to. Like, I have to prove myself. And that doesn't make me a good mom. If anything, it probably doesn't set an example, which this is the Tart Fake Awake. Sorry. I'll pause. I've said it 1,000 times. If you see my videos, it is coffee for your face. I just feel like it kind of wakes you up. And definitely having 2 little ones, I need something that makes me look like I woke up a bit more. If anything, that mentality is not setting a great example for my kids. It's telling them that, like, they have to kind of like push through all of this and make it almost take on more than they need to mentally. And hopefully it teaches them that I'm strong. But I also think there's strength in asking for help. So I've definitely been much better this time around at saying, like, hey, I need a break. Can you stay a little bit longer to hang out with the boys so that I can just take a 20-minute nap? Or can, instead of working on editing videos or doing research on our next trip, when both boys are napping, which, knock on wood, they've been napping the same time every day, and I hope that continues forever. Taking that time so that I can rest too. And the first time around, everybody's like, rest when the baby rests. And then you're like, okay, and what? Clean when the baby cleans, do laundry when the baby does laundry. Like, you're like, this is such a crazy mentality, because if they're resting, like, I finally have time to be doing all the things around the house that I want to do. And this time I'm giving myself grace, and like, he's fine in the chair or on the couch surrounded by pillows, or on the floor surrounded by pillows, as long as our toddler is not like on the ground at the same time. But in letting myself do things, and that he doesn't just need me to watch over him right there. I'm always in the same room, but for example, he is behind me. He is my office mate today. And he's hanging out on a big cozy blanket, and he's absolutely loving it. With that being said, also that like mentality of like having to do everything, we also have to let ourselves heal. I have family members that are actually retired, OBGYN nurse practitioner. So I've been asking her a lot of questions, which I did with the first as well. This is the new product I am trying, other than the Sunbum. I don't think I've used Sunbum in a video before, but this is the Ilia eyeliner This one is Midnight Express, their clean liquid liner. Now, I have been going back and forth between this one and the Makeup by Mario because sometimes I get like that weird double sweat crease. So I'm trying to see if this one will not do that. So fingers crossed, because it is getting warmer. Just asking her questions about different things that were going on postpartum. She's like, you need to give yourself time to heal. Like there's a reason that these little guys sleep so much at the beginning, and it's, you need time, they need time to heal. And if
Are you saying hi?
He's just meeping. I had to help the littlest man. That's to say that healing isn't just in that first month postpartum. I mean, like realistically, if you have done any research on postpartum, if this is somewhere you are in your life, you're pregnant or your significant other is, I mean, the healing process is just about the first year of their lives. So just kind of remind yourself and give yourself some grace and definitely take time to heal. Little guy is doing very well. I'm doing well. Whew, that went on really nice. And sorry, I cannot talk when I'm putting eyeliner on. Ooh. Honestly, and I'm not sure if you followed me on social media, but I put something up about this the other day, is I know that, like, of course you do need this time to heal and everything and to bond with baby, but I think that this time has been equally as beautiful for me and my oldest. I feel like being on maternity leave has given me time to just connect and bond with him more. I do work fully remote, so I do get to see him sparingly throughout the day if I'm grabbing coffee or laying him down before quiet time. And then I am the one that gets to give him breakfast and have dinner. Of course, my husband's there too. This is the All of Me Ilia multi-stick. I love it. I think it is the perfect color for if you have complexion like me. But I feel like this has just given us some extra time at this fun age of 2 where he still really wants to cuddle mom and be cozy and give hugs and kisses. And I think I love this. I love this age gap. And I just feel like, I don't know, 2 is so fun and so sweet and kind, and he wants to help. And I try not to like let him help too much because I also want him to know like he's a kid, like he doesn't have to help with baby or anything. But it's been very sweet. With everything that has been kind of transpiring, I definitely feel like I am kind of starting to have some of those mental things go on that I was before, and I don't want them to get as bad as they were the first time. I had postpartum OCD. It's just a weird mental space to be in. And I have looked up different outlets and different ways to do therapy because even through my insurance, and it might be because of like who my doc recommended, this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I like this one because it has the brow pencil on the end, and I am pretty much out of the color, so we are just brushing and gelling them today. I have to order a new one of that. It was $185 for 60 minutes, and she wanted to meet every week, and I was like, I just can't afford that. And so we started doing every 2 weeks, but even then, I mean, like, you're still paying over $360 a month, like, for therapy. And of course, mental health is very important, but living and eating and all of the bills and things are equally as important. So I even looked into like BetterHelp and different things to do online, and those were not much cheaper. And I feel like, why is mental health therapy more than a massage? I feel like, I don't know, they should be almost equivalent. Like you're massaging your body, it's like massaging your mind. I don't know, maybe that's a hot take, but yeah, still looking into finding a way to get back into therapy, but also be affordable and so that it makes sense for us in our life right now. I just wish it didn't cost as much. Like it's insane to me. We live in Pittsburgh, and last weekend it got up to like mid 50s, low 60s. and it was perfect park weather. So a friend and I actually took our little ones, and her hubby came too. Chris had to do things for our house. We got them outside at a playground and had snacks together and played together, and it was so lovely. And I can't wait for the weather to be nice again so we can do that more. But it's supposed to be in the 70s this weekend, so fingers crossed that it'll be another park weekend. This is the Milk Rise mascara. It's waterproof. I still have been doing waterproof mascara. It's not something I like to wear all the time, just because I feel like there's probably more added chemicals in it, obviously, to make it waterproof. But I am still very emotional, and we do have an outing to go to today, so I don't really want to have mascara running down my face while I'm out. With this weather being so much nicer, my friends and I were joking that like it has honestly made us feel like we are like coming alive, like giving us life. And it's so true. And if you are from Pittsburgh or familiar with the weather here, I feel like everybody in the city probably has a vitamin D deficiency. I mean, we're the second rainiest area next to like Seattle, which is insane. I learned that like probably way later than I should have. So we are definitely all lacking in vitamin D. So when the sun comes out and it is even in the 50s, like it just does something to your soul. Ooh, I got mascara under my eye. Anyway, especially being postpartum and you're already going through a million mood swings. And I've definitely had some ups and downs already, which is why I'm like still continuously looking into therapy. But when that sun comes out and it does something to your soul and you just feel good mentally, physically, you want to be more active, you want to be outside more, you're like, what can we get done? It does wonders to the brain. My girlfriends and I do coffee club once a month, which is essentially we just pick a different coffee shop in Pittsburgh. I get mascara on this side too. What is going on with me today? Anyway, we do coffee club once a month where we pick a different coffee shop all over Pittsburgh, and we go and we grab coffee or breakfast sandwiches and we sit and talk. And this last one, we sat and talked for 3.5 hours, and God, was it needed. I felt healed mentally. I felt seen, heard. It was so nice. So just a little reminder that your support system, utilize them. Oh my gosh. Go out and see your friends. They are your friends for a reason, and they want to help you and they want to hear you out, and hearing them out too is just as beautiful, and you get so much like takeaway from it too. I'm also lucky to have some lovely, lovely ladies in my life. But that's the look. 2 new products. So we did the Sunbum sunscreen and then the Ilia eyeliner. So hopefully that stays on better today. I cannot believe how bad I was at putting mascara on today. That's crazy. But maybe that brush needs cleaned. Had to grab this little guy. I will be sharing a lot more about postpartum and mom life with you. So definitely subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.